White House will review the AUKUS deal. Joining us to discuss today's headlines is Independent Minister Dai Le and ALP President Wayne Swan. A very good morning to you both. Wayne, I just want to ask you first of all, this meeting, we've been talking about it like it's a sure thing, but we don't actually know yet whether a face-to-face with Donald Trump has even been secured.
Well, that's not unusual. These G7 meetings or G20 meetings usually have lots of side meetings around them. It's not like he's going to the White House for a dedicated meeting. But I'm pretty confident there will be a meeting, but when they occur around these summits, they're not the same as a normal meeting, say, in the White House or in the Prime Minister's office in Canberra. And it's not unusual that the program has not been finalised. We've still got a way to go. Are you concerned, though, that we still haven't been able to secure a sit-down with Donald Trump, wherever that may be? I mean, obviously the Oval Office would be the priority. But it's been several months now, and I know there was an election in between, but it is a bit odd that he's one of our biggest allies and Albo hasn't actually met him. Well, but he has spoken to him on a number of occasions, as I understand it. There is plenty of communication. There's nothing unusual. We have a close relationship with the United States. It's a long-standing, and it's continuing now, even with Donald Trump. Dai, I think that's exactly why this is most troubling, that we haven't actually met Donald Trump yet, because we have such a close relationship with the US, as we know. And now with AUKUS under strain, you know, that's also now not a sure thing, according to the Trump administration. Dai, are you worried about it?
Look, I think that, you know, of course, people are raising the concern why there hasn't been a meeting or, you know, around this. But AUKUS obviously is a very important deal for Australia and the United States. For me, though, I think, you know, I'll leave the defence around question and around for the defence experts. But as a layperson, I think that we really need to look at, you know, how technology will play and AI will play in warfare. And I think, you know, perhaps if you look at defence spending, you know, it's not, it's a lot substantial, but not as much as health and NDIS. So, and we need to look at our defence capability in terms of human capability. What investment has the government put into investing in our own capability here in order to help, you know, Defence Australia? So there's a lot of questions around the AUKUS deal, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting point you make there, Dai. I mean, Swanee, former Prime Ministers Turnbull and Keating say this might be a good excuse to actually cut the deal, the AUKUS deal altogether, and considering it's going to cost us more than $350 billion over the long term and potentially more. Should we be focusing on building our own military defences? I mean, can we even do that?
That is exactly what AUKUS is about. It's about building submarines.
Yeah, but we
are a country surrounded by vast oceans with a vast coastline, and we need to build submarines. So we're working with the British and the Americans to build submarines both overseas and here in the long term. It's a long-term agreement about building our submarine capacity, and it does involve advanced technology. So all of those things that Dai just mentioned are brought together in what is a comprehensive plan. We do need to get submarines to defend this nation. We do need to have the capacity to operate them here and eventually to build them here. And that is what AUKUS is all about.
Swanee, you're a political veteran. How would you deal with Trumpy and all his, you know, inconsistencies, shall we say?
Well, I think the Prime Minister's done a really good job of dealing with the United States at the moment, and he's showing a great deal of skill on the international stage. I mean, you just don't turn up somewhere and say, I want a meeting now because we feel like it or because the President of Australia is demanding one.
Yeah, but he throws protocol out of the window. That's the problem. I mean, Dai,
Can I just jump in terms of what Wayne just said about the submarines and that we are surrounded by waters? You know, to me, that partly is our defence, but we do need technology. But the whole thing with the AUKUS deal is that the submarine is not going to be built, you know, for another 10, 20 years. So what do we do in the meantime to defend, to build our capability in Australia to ensure that we are capable to defend, you know, to defend the country? So I think where are we spending our money constructively, effectively and efficiently?
Well, we have Australians in the UK and in the US training right now to do what Dai's talking about. That's all part of AUKUS.
I guess the other concern as well is obviously AUKUS is now taking the prime focus away from tariffs, which is also a point of contention that we need to discuss with the US President. Dai, tariffs have now taken a back seat. That means our farmers might be affected. That means our industry here might be affected. It doesn't bode well.
No, look, I think Australia, we need to really stand up for our farmers. We need to really stand up for our country in terms of the needs of our capability. And I think that there are going to be a lot on the Prime Minister's agenda to really push for our Australian people. And I hope that he'll fight tooth and nail for our community, for our people.
Can you do all of that in a fireside chat, Swanee?
Absolutely. The biggest victims of the US tariffs is the US people. There will be some impact in this country, but it'll be much more savage in the United States itself.
All right, guys, thank you both so much for joining us. Let's hope we can sort this all out neatly. Appreciate your time this morning.
Good weekend. Bye. Bye.
Same to you.